हाय एवरीवन। सो आज हम वर्चुअल कॉन्टेस्ट 373 में पार्ट लेते हैं एंड लेट मी जस्ट गो फॉरवर्ड विद इट। लेट्स सी। Okay, so you are given an zero index in m cross n integer matrix mat and an integer k. You have to cyclically right shift the odd index row k times and cyclically left shift the even index rows k times. Return true if the initial and final matrix are exactly the same, otherwise return false. Okay. So basically I think what we are doing here is that we are swapping these positions. So I think what we're doing is that we are swapping these positions basically, right? This goes here, 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 and exactly the same case. So the matrix looks like the first figure. Second figure represents the right. So okay, therefore return true. So okay, so as we can see that there are three good test cases which have been given to us, and अगर हम इसमें देखें तो I think the scenario is pretty simple. I think the scenario is pretty simple. So if the number becomes basically, अगर यहाँ पे मेरे को इस चीज़ से दिख रहा है कि and it is also giving me this, so I can even make this possible as well. So basically let me just copy it and let me do this. Okay. सो आई थिंक अगर हम इस वाले का केस देखें तो इसके अंदर क्या है अगर हम इस वाले का केस देखें तो हमें पता चलता है कि अगर सारी की सारी जो रोज़ हैं उनके अंदर जो वैल्यूज़ है वो सिमिलर है या वो सेम है, तो आप कितनी बार भी शिफ्ट कर लो, राइट शिफ्ट लेफ्ट शिफ्ट, वैल्यू सेम रहेगी क्योंकि अप डाउन की चीज़ें नहीं है. सो फर्स्ट वी कैन चेक दीज थिंग्स. सो आई कैन से दैट लेट्स से दैट रो लेंथ mat and len mat of 0. Okay, so what I can say is that I can basically check here and say कि जो रो लेंथ है और कॉलम लेंथ है वो मेरी इसके बराबर है. तो मैं यहाँ पे ये कह सकता हूँ फॉर I in range ठीक है, फॉर I in range row underscore length if matrix of so basically I will have to check for each of them. I will basically have to check for them. तो अगर ये चीज़ है तो रिटर्न ट्रू ही कर दे कि अगर सारी की सारी वैल्यूज़ हैं. सो फर्स्ट लेट से दैट लेट मी अज्यूम कि वो चीज़ ट्रू ही है, राइट. लेट मी अज्यूम कि वो चीज़ ट्रू ही है. सो या लेट मी जस्ट अज्यूम कि वो चीज़ ट्रू ही है. सो I can say and the k is also to be given. So एक चीज़ और है कि यहाँ पे k भी देना ज़रूरी है. अगर हम इस चीज़ में लॉजिक लगा के सोचें तो बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है कि जो लेफ़्ट शिफ्ट हो रही हैं और वो राइट शिफ्ट हो रही हैं, राइट. एंड I'm gonna say कि k2 है. तो अगर the matrix with 2 cyclic shifts is ओके, तो साइक्लिक शिफ्ट का मतलब ये है कि yes, so basically we have to check for the symmetry. अगर जो है k की वैल्यू ऑड है, right, so if k की वैल्यू even है तो we just need to check whether you know the array is whether the array is, so if for example if we check that you know for the after the cyclic shift that basically क्या हो रहा है कि अगर k की वैल्यू 2 है तो जितनी भी लेफ्ट इंडाइसेस हैं, सो या आई बेसिकली डू गेट इट. सो अगर k की वैल्यू, अगर जो है जो हमारा मैट्रिक्स है वो हमारा yes at the breaking point, so we also need to have that you know the row length should also be 2. okay, both of these conditions should follow कि जो रो लेंथ भी है वो भी 2 का मल्टीपल होना चाहिए वो भी हमारा 2 का मल्टीपल होना चाहिए, तो उस केस में ये सोल्यूशन चल जाएगा. सो बेसिकली आफ्टर n cyclic shifts we will get you know yeah after तो तुमने एक शिफ्ट किया तो आई थिंक एवरी सेकेंड साइक्लिक शिफ्ट एवरी if let me take an example you know where I have 1 3 6 9 and you know I'll have 4 4 4 4 2 5 7 8. so this is basically my matrix you know which I'm currently considering. ठीक है, k की वैल्यू मैंने एक बार साइक्लिक शिफ्ट किया, मैंने एक बार इसको साइक्लिक शिफ्ट किया तो क्या हुआ कि जो ऑड बेसिकली जो हमें रूल गिवन है वो यहाँ पे ये गिवन है कि ठीक है यू हैव टू साइक्लिकली शिफ्ट राइट शिफ्ट ऑड इंडेक्स रोज एंड लेफ्ट शिफ्ट इवन इंडेक्स रोज k टाइम्स. सो बेसिकली क्या हुआ कि बेसिकली क्या हुआ यहाँ पे जो या सो ऑड इंडेक्स बेसिकली 0 1 2 3, तो बेसिकली मेरे को 1 वाली इंडाइसेस चाहिए कि वो लेफ्ट शिफ्ट हो जाए, ठीक है, और 0 और 2 वाली इंडाइसेस हैं वो राइट शिफ्ट हो जाए, ठीक है. तो आफ्टर 1 शिफ्ट इट विल बी 3 1 9 6, that will remain 4 4 4 4 and 2 5 7 8. okay, so that will become 5 2 7 8. अब मैं यहाँ पे सिर्फ फिर से एक शिफ्ट लगाता हूँ तो मेरा क्या होगा कि बेसिकली दीज इंडाइसेस विल after cyclic shift. So even after one cyclic shift is not equal to initial matrix and now I want that you know again the same thing to happen. So basically अगर मेरी k की वैल्यू even आ रही है और m की वैल्यू जो रो लेंथ है वो भी इवन है तो बेसिकली क्या है कि वी आर सर्टेनली गारंटीड कि आंसर ट्रू हो. सो लेट मी जस्ट पुट अ कंडीशन हियर, इफ रो लेंथ मॉडुलस 2 इक्वल्स टू 0 एंड k मॉडुलस 2 इक्वल्स टू 0, return true. ओके, सो बेसिकली ये एक मैंने कॉल इट आंसर, इसको भी मैं हैंडल कर लेता हूँ, इसको मैं आंसर कहता हूँ, तो मैं प्रिंट करता हूँ आंसर को। ओके यहाँ ठीक है, ये वाला इस इशू की वजह से आ रहा है, ये वाला इस इशू की वजह से आ रहा है। अगर मेरा k इवन है या फिर m ऑड है, ठीक है, सो लेट मी टेक अ एग्जांपल जहाँ पे मेरे पास अलग वेरिएबल्स हैं, अलग वेरिएबल। ओके, साइक्लिक शिफ्ट्स है ना, साइक्लिक शिफ्ट्स है। ओके, आई डू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स द इशू है। साइक्लिक शिफ्ट्स का मतलब आई थिंक कि वो उस तरफ शिफ्ट होगा। सो इफ आई हैड 1 3 5 and 9, दिस वाज माय एरे। सो इसमें मैं ये यहाँ शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, 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 और ये कहाँ जाएगा। दिस इज सपोज टू बी इवन इंडेक्स, सो इट शुड बेसिकली बी राइट शिफ्टेड, राइट। तो इसके तो ये तो और राइट शिफ्ट नहीं हो सकता, राइट, राइट शिफ्ट द ऑड इंडेक्सेस, राइट। So even indices, so it should be left shifted. ये तो और कहीं जा नहीं सकता, because there is no, but I think what will happen is that it will come in the front then, because it's a cyclic shift. So I think ये question मेरा बहुत confuse कर रहा है. I'll probably need to look in what they are, what they mean by right shift odd index rows k times. That I'm not able to understand that I'm not able to understand. See, they've given symmetrical matrix, and that is basically causing me confusion कि भाई इन्होंने क्या मतलब रखा है इस चीज़ का. Anyways, I'm moving on to the next question. So let's check this. Okay, count beautiful substrings 1, and then there must be count beautiful substrings 2, right? I think in questions like this you're supposed, I think इसमें बस एक चीज़ होगी कि इसकी ये complexity बढ़ा दी है. So basically what is a, let vowels and number of vowels, if vowels k is 0, in other words can be divisible by k. Return the non-empty beautiful substrings in given string s. So basically ठीक है, मैं समझ गया. So basically it has those substrings and the complexity is basically maximum n log n की लग सकती है, maximum n log n की लग सकती है, maximum n log n की लग सकती है. So okay, distinct है, it's given की ठीक है. Yeah, so ठीक है, so basically we have to find the distinct ones and the k is given, k is 2, and ki and the k is 2. So one idea is to calculate every substring, right? One idea is to calculate every substring, but that cannot be possible, because what will happen is, I think इसका concept थोड़ा सा sliding window पे लगेगा कि वो चीज़ possible नहीं है, वो चीज़ तो possible नहीं है, ठीक है. We cannot calculate every substring, right? हर स्ट्रिंग को तो मैं कैलकुलेट नहीं कर सकता, ओ ऑफ एन स्क्वायर की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी चाहिए, जो कि पॉसिबल नहीं है, जो कि पॉसिबल है नहीं. बट मेरा अभी एक चीज़ का आइडिया है कि अगर ये मैट्रिक्स सिमिलैरिटी आफ्टर साइक्लिक शिफ्ट्स है, ये मेरे को ये चीज़ समझ नहीं आ रही कि इसमें साइक्लिक शिफ्ट्स क्या बोल रहा है ये. So did this 2 go over here, or yeah. Yeah, the thing which I'm asking is that it's saying that this moves here, this moves here. In this case, this moves here, this moves here, right? Hmm. Yeah, तो फिर what we can do is that we can do those cyclic shifts and then figure it out. So I think the answer is this only, that we have to do those cyclic shifts. I think by that I think what he means is that that, so for example ये आया and then if I add another one, for example if I add a yes, I think in this case basically so let me try this one. So basically 1379 में क्या होगा कि चल रन करके देख लेते ना, रन कर अच्छा वो चीज़ दिख नहीं पाएगी इसमें कस्टम टेस्ट केस में. इफ़ आई ट्राई टू डू राइट, not available during the context. Yes, and that is the which I'm not able to understand this thing. So मैं देखो काउंट ब्यूटीफुल सबस्ट्रिंग्स या सो अगर मैं इसमें लॉजिक लगा के चलूँ, इसके अंदर बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है कि इसके अंदर बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है. सो दिस BAEYH, right? What I can do is I can make a map. Okay, I can make a map and when and just continue. So basically I can say कि क्या यहाँ पे सपोजिंगली मैंने B से स्टार्ट किया, ठीक है. B से स्टार्ट करता गया, मैप में मैंने डाला कि नंबर ऑफ वॉवल्स कितने हैं. सो बेसिकली एक वॉवल्स का काउंटर हो जाएगा और एक कॉन्स्टेंट कॉन्सोनेंट्स का काउंटर हो जाएगा. सो अगर मैं यहाँ पे देखूँ तो फॉर एग्जांपल द स्ट्रिंग ओहायो, राइट. इसके अंदर वी हैव वॉवल्स ग्रेटर देन कॉन्सोनेंट्स. स्टेट वॉवल्स ग्रेटर देन कॉन्सोनेंट्स. और यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि अगर मैं काउंट रखता चलूँ, ठीक है, एंड द के इज गिवन टू मी एज 1, ठीक है, एंड द के गिवन टू मी इज 1. सो basically we have to check that vowels and consonant modulus k equals to 0. So ठीक है, अगर मैं यहाँ पे देखूँ तो मेरे पास कितनी स्ट्रिंग्स बननी चाहिए. तो इसमें आई थिंक वी जस्ट नीड टू चेक दो सब स्ट्रिंग्स जहाँ पे vowels equals to. So OH is there, HI is there, and I think since we are looking for substrings only, so they have to be continuous. Yeah, they have to be continuous. We cannot go further and say. So basically we have to count. Firstly we'll take a count, ठीक है, कि कितने vowels हैं and कितने consonants हैं. Right. Or what I can do, I can just basically run from here, ठीक है, and I can say okay now. So for example ONH, right, at this position I have a valid substring, because for k modulus 1, so basically vowel into c modulus 1 equals to 0. Yes, yeah, this is correct. And I want to subtract, basically keep on subtracting till the count of my vowels and consonants is 0, and just need to check. And at that point I just need to check. So basically I will start from there, देन यू नो आई विल से कि भी ठीक है, जैसी मेरे को एक पोजीशन मिल गई है तो मैं उसको अब रिमूव करता चला जाऊँगा, जहाँ पे मैं उसको फिर रिमूव करता चला जाऊँगा, फिर मैं उसको रिमूव करता चला जाऊँगा बेसिकली, फिर मैं उसको रिमूव करता चला जाऊँगा. बेसिकली आई एम मेंटेनिंग अ वोवल काउंटर and I'm making a consonants counter. So firstly what I'll do is that you know I will increment till the time I'm getting a condition where you know my vowels are equal to my consonants. And for example, if I reach the end of it, so for example, if there is a very big string B, 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 A, A, in this case, and K is given to me as 2 or even 1, for now we're just taking K equals to 1, right? So in this case what will happen is that you know it will keep on incrementing, right? I'll maintain a I pointer and a J pointer. It will keep on incrementing till J to the end. Now when J has reached the end and I'm still saying that you know my vowels are 2 and consonants are 4, then I'll start to decrease, then I'll start to decrease this, then I'll start to decrease this, then I will start to decrease this. And so I'll basically be saying here that you know I have a condition where, yes, I have a condition where you know now when my vowels equals to consonants, and you know what we have to do is you know we have to first calculate on the which basis कि किस basis पे हम इस चीज़ को कि किस basis पे हम इसको differentiate करेंगे. If my string was A A A A B B, then you know in this case you know my vowels are 4, consonants are 2. So in this case what will happen is that you know once I reach the end of the string, I will have to differentiate it on the basis of consonant. So basically I will say that you know decrement this. So yeah, so basically yeah, that is the way I think you know we should be going forward with the approach. And yeah, let me just try with it. If you know, if in the middle you know it was able to find A B B A, so for example this was a string, here at this point you know it will say that you know vowels equals to consonants. Now at this point it will say that you know whether it satisfies these conditions or not. If it does not satisfy, then we don't increment the final answer, and if it does satisfy, then we do increment the final answer. So right, so I comma j equals to 0, I'll say vowel comma consonants equals to 0, right? While and I'll say if we do find that position you know where, if we do find the position where you know this happens, if we do find a position where you know this sort of approach happens, then you know we have to say that you know yeah. So yeah, firstly we'll loop through the array, you know we will have to, then you know what we'll have to do is that you know we have to maintain that I as well. So this is taking care of the strings you know which I'm maintaining from the start. So let's say you know there was D and F at the end of it. Now at this position what about this string though? This will work. It is a string in between though. So we when vowels equals to constants, right? So yeah, in this case you know this string will work. Then you know if we move forward with it, we are saying that so you know we want it to be the string was D A double B F, right? So it's केस में यहाँ पे 0 रहा, यहाँ पे consonants रहा, यहाँ पे consonants. So basically consonants is 1, right? We are seeing that there is an inequality, move, then it becomes 1, it also becomes 1, it also becomes 1. We are saying that now we check, it doesn't work. We move here, 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 DA, BB, AF. So when we move here, that DA, BB, AF. So DA, BB, AF. So whenever we move here, DA, BB, AF, DA, BB, AF. Okay, so DA, BB, AF. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि यहाँ पे कंसोनेंट्स की 2 हो गई. नाउ we are supposed to calculate all the strings, right? We want to calculate all the strings. So whenever we get an equal chance, we check, then we increment j and move forward. In this case, it becomes 2. So we're saying that no, don't consider it, do not consider it. And then remove the a, then it becomes increment I to this position, then increment I to this position, I to this position. So yeah, exactly. So we have to first calculate the number of vowels, and on the basis of that. So basically, if we know that on the basis of that, we will guide it. So basically, if this was, so yeah, as I can say that if it was OH O O, right? In this there's only 2 available, and K I am taking to be 1 for all the for all purposes only, for all purposes only. So here I know that when the yes, so when it starts becoming, then you increment the I counter. So basically constants is this, consonants is 1, and then consonants is, so in this case that both are equal, so it doesn't really matter that much. But if we had to check in here, so basically यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि vowels initial vowels basically यहाँ तक थे 1, इस condition पे इधर आए तो बने 2, ठीक है, इधर आए तो consonants 3, so basically consonants 1 हो गया, vowels इतने रहे, ठीक है. Now to maintain the string which is giving me the desired result, what I have to do is and start decrementing it. Yes, so start decrementing it, start decreasing it when I encounter my first consonant. So here I encountered my first consonant. Now I will say that now my vowel gets reduced to 1 as well, now my vowel gets reduced to 1 as well, now my vowel gets reduced to 1 as well, now my vowel equals to consonants. Now in this condition is also modulus 1 is also 0, then I increment my answer. So basically we'll have to take 2 cases for which we are supposed to do this. So basically if s of j equals to, if s of j equals to let me call it current. नहीं होता इसके अंदर, ठीक है कोई नहीं। तो we'll have to say that current equals to s of j if current equals to a, or equals to e, or I, or O, or U. Okay, if this is the scenario which I'm currently getting, then I will increment the counter plus equals to 1. Else, so for vowels will increase, else vowels plus equals to 1. Now I know that if consonants is greater than vowels, then we have to maintain, then what we have to see is that till the time we get the first vowel, we keep incrementing, right? So we basically have to run another loop while, and I have to do j plus 1 as well, otherwise the code won't run. And let me call this k. This is just used for counting purposes only, because this is just used for counting purposes only. So and now, but I'm asking this thing though. No, for example, it was hoot, right? The word was hoot. Then the inequality is counted. Now the inequality, when it has stepped in, then I think what we are supposed to do is that we are supposed to, so we are supposed to say that and remove the consonant again, So in this case it will make I here, j here, so I here, j here. No, so you increment, again you increment, till that time you have to increment, till that time you have to increment, till if it's 0 you increment, otherwise so if we, yeah, basically here what we will do, if right, if we follow this condition, and we have to say that if both of them then what we do, we basically return the condition which was satisfied to us, that yeah, B star C return, or and I is less than 0, you keep on incrementing. Yep, I got it. If anything becomes 0, then you break it. If anything becomes 0, then you break it, right? If anything becomes 0, you break it. And okay, Now if this is not the case, एंड एक्चुअली में ये चीज़ ना यहाँ पे आनी चाहिए, सो ये चीज़ ना यहाँ आएगी तो ज़्यादा बेटर है. Till then, you know, you just keep on incrementing. Till then, you know, you keep on incrementing. Till then, you know, you keep on incrementing, right? Till the time you get one solid thing that, you know, we have to check that, you know, both of them should not be zero. Okay. वो चीज़ तो होगी नहीं क्योंकि आई हमेशा जे से लेस ही रहेगा. ठीक है, वो कभी होएगा नहीं कि इधर ज़ीरो तो आ जाएगा, बट वो कभी ज़ीरो से छोटा नहीं जाएगा क्योंकि आई विल ऑलवेज बी लेस देन जे. और फिर कंडीशन इसमें तभी आ रहा है then you know you do count plus equals to 1. Now if this is not the case, right, if this is not the case, if v is not equal to c while I is less than j and not equal to c, I want that, you know, last no, you have to say last or this, right? I plus equals to 1. Yep, I plus equals to 1. Now when, you know, I am getting this I plus equals to 1 while I is less than j, v is not equal to c, I'll have to replace these things as well. My bad, so I have to replace these things as well. I plus equals to 1, and you know, if this is there, then you know, you decrement it. So in this case, you know, if v equals to this, and you know, if, you know, while we are doing it, else it goes out of the loop, while I is less than j, it keeps on maintaining these things, in between that range, you know, checks out that, you know, whether and you know, we will have to check it just one more time here, that, you know, we will have to check it just one more time that, you know, whether this is possible or not. So whether this is possible or not, whether this is possible or not. सो बेसिकली इस केस में ना क्या होगा कि ये जैसे डी ए यहाँ पे तू पहुँचा, ठीक है, बी आया, बी पे इसने इनइक्वालिटी दिखा दी कि बी यू नो एट दिस मोमेंट and it will start to do this j, but what about this string though? Then we never considered it, so maybe it is not very smart to maybe it is not very smart to consider it that way. Let me check the third question. So anyways, in the yeah 1000 है तो फिर 1000 है तो what I can do is that if the string dot length is this and lower case letters तो फिर तो मैं ठीक है, 1000 है तो फिर मैं तो हर एक के उसमें जाके मैं सब स्ट्रिंग्स देख सकता हूँ, तो बेसिकली सब स्ट्रिंग्स पे देख सकता हूँ, तो उसके लिए तो खैर मैं सब स्ट्रिंग्स निकाल लूँगा सारी की सारी एंड फिर ये उसके बाद हो जाएगा. बट इन दीज केसेस happen is that if I can do yeah, that is it. या फिर हम इसे मिडिल में से स्टार्ट करें, ठीक है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैड ओके ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा, ये बेसिकली ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा कि एल देखेगा कि नहीं है, ठीक है, ए आया का ला में, क्योंकि एल में तो हो जाती है, फिर क्यों आया का नहीं होती, आगे बढ़ते हो, ठीक है, जी आया तो यहाँ से हो जाती है, कुछ ऐसी एच आया, इसमें तो ये वाली कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रही, तो काम करो वो रिमूव कर दो. Getting the approach to this one as well. So okay, how much time for my contest actually? That is the fourth question. You are given zero index array of positive integer nums and positive integer limit. Okay. does it expect me to carry, does it expect me to, I don't understand this though, what does it mean by, what does it mean by, this I can't understand. Let me just go to, maybe I should discuss it here, maybe I should go in the discussion and check कि ये क्या बोल रहा है इस चीज़ का. Hmm. Hmm. 1000 में तो कितना आता है? 1000 तो 10 के बाद 6 substrings निकलने हैं. Substrings तो नहीं निकलती हैं, because substrings are the ones, there. Yeah. No, I think there's subsequence. That is a subsequence and substring. So basically, substring has to be contiguous, right? That is the thing. So with that, you can get it in 10 cube possibilities, and in that, you can just check. You can just check for it. So basically, अगर मैं इसकी brute force approach से निकालूँ तो beautiful substrings में I'm getting something to eat, so please do excuse me for it. So that Hmm. तो उसमें बदल गया। हम्म। Yeah, so I'm back basically. What I do see is that, basically what we can do is that, we can maintain, as we are trying to create the substrings here. What we can do is that, for I can maintain basically in the subsequences. So for example, the subsequences, and basically I can maintain a graph here that how many vowels or consonants that substring has, or that you tell how many are there. So basically I would say that the formula will which will come out here, और जो formula बनेगा वो बन जाएगा कि dp of I of j equals to, excuse me, dp of I of j equals to love, right? So dp of I of j, in a tuple, which will I can say that vowels equals to yeah, and then stone metal also. N equals to LENS. I can say that dp equals to maintaining the tuple. now we can say that this dp of 0 is equal to, so firstly we can say that vowels equals to, so for I in range n, range I plus 1 to n, right? Yeah, I will have to firstly say that dp of tuple of, basically the tuple of, so basically I'll have to say that vowels will be instead I should just check that if s of 0 equals to a or e or s of 0 equals to I or equals to u. Now when you get this, then dp of 0 becomes dp of 0 becomes, firstly we will put vowels, so that will become 1 and 0, else so this is basically our tuple which is storing the number of it. So now I will say that dp of I of j equals to, so now vowel here will be, again same condition will apply, the previous equals to dp of it has to be running from this here only. So if I equals to j, then we will do these things. We'll say that yeah, in this case this needs to be followed, I'll have to replace this 0 with I or j, whatever we like it here. Right? Yeah, s of I. If s of I equals to this, right? So this is the condition in which we are applying this. Now, if this is not the condition, okay, if this is not our condition, else now we know that j is going to be greater than. When we say that then if s of j, right, then we check for the s of j. We're taking in the increasing order. Yeah. Then what we are doing is we're saying that equals to we calculate the previous equals to dp of I of j minus 1. Okay, with which we can say that dp of I of j equals to previous of 0. We will increment 1 here and put previous of 1 here. In this increments. Right. Now current will be, now here current becomes to be dp of I of j, right? So if current of 0 equals to current of 1, the way we access the tuples, the way we basically will be accessing the tuples. So basically now we have to check and then increment the count. So basically, yeah. And yes, so count here. So let me just try it. So let me try it here. Okay, and right, so this worked for this. it's working for these test cases, so let me try and submit it. Copy. Okay, so it does accept it. So एक problem तो हुई. How much time is left? I think we have to check कितना time बचा है. Uh, 21 minutes and 17 seconds left. So I've solved one problem. And I think this is the DB version of how I've solved it. So basically calculated every substring, and I've used a better algorithm, rather than मैं सारी की सारी substring देख रहा हूँ. मैं सारी substrings तो नहीं देख रहा, ठीक है, मैं सारी substrings तो नहीं देख रहा. And if I do check it that if I अगर मैं देखूँ तो मैं सारी की सारी substrings बना के नहीं देख रहा हूँ. What I'm doing is कि भाई ठीक है, और मैं उसके बेसिस पे आंसर निकाल लेता हूँ कि हाँ ठीक है, करंट वैल्यू के बेसिस पे मैंने इसका आंसर निकाल लिया है. If I try to submit the same solution here, let me check if this works or not. Yeah, I knew the test limit will, time limit does get exceeded. So because I think if I so that is the complexity of the algorithm. That is the complexity of the algorithm. So we're not supposed to use two loops to solve this. Should be solving it in one loop only. And the thing where I'm getting stuck is that so for example that I have to find fog. I have to say that for laugh I found till here, log I found here, then I went here. Now I start decreasing it. But what if there was this AU substring and K was given to me as 1? How would I check for this substring? That is the part where I'm getting a bit lost here. So will this equation work though, that if I count the vowels and consonants, the moment what happens is that whether the inequality comes up, you start removing it from the background, but then you lose this one as well, right? You lose this one as well. So I'm not able to understand that what algorithm people are using here. Not really able to understand how people are calculating these middle and this part as well, whether, so for example LAU will give you 1 consonant and 2 vowels. Okay, or if I lag you, let me do lag them, it will give me 2 and vowels will be 1. Do I start removing and then the A comes in, then I start removing this becomes it. Okay, so basically I have to take a difference, right? I have to differentiate it. So firstly I need to calculate. I think I do get it now. I think the answer to this problem is that firstly I will, in the string what has been given to me, firstly I need to find those numbers for which this thing can be possible only, right? That modulus K equals to 0. Okay, B into C star K equals to 0 if and only if Uh, okay. Where is the contest part? Where is the contest part? Back to the contest. Yeah. Let me try this one. Let me try this one. Now, do I imagine a difference, and on the basis of that, I try to calculate it. That the difference between the that we are looking at those substrings. So basically, I can say that I can look for two length substrings. I will have to look for any even length substring, right? So that that can be a huge 6. Where does this take my time complexity? So again, if I can say, I can say that this makes it to 25 into, which will be 2.5 into 10 raised to the power 4. If I take 25 into 10 raised to the power 3, I think I've solved it. So basically what can happen here is, now if I can do n square on this, right? I have to check only those substrings. I basically need to check those substrings where, I need to check only those substrings, whose length is greater than 2. Yep. I don't have to calculate it for anyone. See, because I do know that for odd number this cannot be possible, right? This cannot be possible for odd number of substring, right? I have to check for even number of substrings only. So can we think a algorithm or an approach to solve for that only, that just need to check whether and then I can use n square here as well. It will become 625 into 10 raised to the power 6. Oh no. Yeah, if I do this, it will again become 10 raised to the power greater than 10 raised to the power 8. The 625 will be what? 625 will be 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 8. Right, that is the it of, yeah, 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 8. And 6.25 is, let's be honest, it's greater than 1. So it will not work here. What can be another approach to solve it? I mean, so I think I'm basically stuck here, and I will have to look at the trick, what they apply to solve it here. Then I got the second one. Let me try the third problem. I'm not able to, फर्स्ट वाली तो समझ ही नहीं आ रही कि क्या कर रहे हैं लोग. ठीक है, make lexicographically smallest array by swapping elements. Is the lexicographically smallest array? We cannot apply the operation on two indices. Okay. Zero index positive numbers and a positive integer. Got 12 minutes to solve it. So let's see. You are given a zero indexed array of positive integers nums and a positive integer limit. Okay. I think lexicographically smallest array means lexicographically smallest means that for every I of for every I comma j, I should be less than j, and nums of I should be less than nums of j. Hmm. I get no solution to this. Now am I supposed to solve this? But that defeats the purpose of it, right? We don't want. Yeah. Okay. That there is a limit which has to be given, so we have to basically follow that limit, and on the basis of that, so basically, I think it can be done by merge sort though. आई थिंक इसके अंदर ना मर्ज सॉर्ट लगाएंगे तो शायद ये सॉल्व हो जाएगा, क्योंकि उसके अंदर यही कॉन्सेप्ट लगता है. तो बेसिकली मैं मर्ज सॉर्ट की बेसिकली मैं एल्गोरिदम लगाऊंगा यहाँ पे, ठीक है. और फिर मेरे को बस ये चीज़ चेक करनी है, बस मेरे को ये चीज़ चेक करनी है कि क्या मैं yes, I got it. So basically I can apply the merge sort algorithm here. I can apply the merge sort algorithm. Then what I have to just basically do is I have to check that if the sort which I'm doing is valid or not, and if it is valid, then and it will fall in my text complexity as well. So let me just copy it. basically we'll do return nums, and I'll call basically merge sort and and def merge sort. Okay, so the logic for merge sort goes is that the logic for merge sort is that n equals to len nums, then I'll do merge sort helper. Right, now what I have to do is that for okay, now we basically need to say and we need to say that basically we got the answers from there as well. So basically we got the middle index from there as well, so I'll have to say that middle equals to si plus ei divided by 2. I'll do another merge sort helper, right, nums now with this being sorted, I have to run a loop from start index till basically now I have two sorted arrays till start index to middle index and end index, and middle index plus 1 to end index. yes, मेरे पास यहाँ पे दो सॉर्टेड एरे अब बन जाते हैं। ठीक है, अब मेरे पास यहाँ पे दो सॉर्टेड एरेस बन जाते हैं। अब मेरे को क्या करना है कि बेसिकली राइट, सो आई हैव टू टेक 2 pointers, so I'll say k1 equals to si, k2 equals to m, ठीक है, while k1 is less than mi and k2 is less than ei. Okay, now what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to say that if now we have to check that if nums of ki of k2. Okay, if this condition comes out to be true, then we are supposed to swap them, and we have to just apply this condition here that nums of k1 k2 then you don't sort, right? Then you don't sort. This thing is within the limit, right? This thing is within the limit. So if this thing is within the limit, then you swap nums of k1 The good thing about Python is that I can solve it in here. So anyways, this contest has ended, so I'm gonna stop the live streaming here only. What I will do is if I do get this solution right, then I'll post in the comment section that how it went, and I'll surely be if I don't get I'll surely be uploading its solution. Thank you.